Hi everyone, it's Trishna. Happy full moon in Libra. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the things that you need to know for the Libra full moon and also for the 2 weeks after the full moon, and also how to apply those lessons to your career as well as your love life this month to really help both those areas of your life to really up level in those areas. For those of you who are new to full moons, the full moon is a really powerful time for you to work on being appreciative of the things that you have already accomplished over the past 2 to 4 weeks, as well as releasing anything that is surfacing up that wants to be addressed. Essentially, the moon is a sign that represents our subconscious, our psyche, the things that are often hidden in the darkness, our shadows. And when the full moon is present, we can see it lit up in the sky. And that represents a time when those things that are normally hidden from us, hidden from our psyche, from our conscious brain, they start to surface up so that we can finally shed light on them like the full moon, and we can finally address them and release those old cycles that no longer serve us so we can allow in new cycles that do serve us. So that is essentially what the full moon is about for anybody who is new to this concept. Also, the full moon is not only potent for the day of the full moon. So the Libra full moon is not only important April 16th, the actual potency starts 3 days before the full moon, and the complete potency lasts for 3 days after the full moon. But really, what you're working on for this full moon is something to work on for the next 2 weeks. So that's another thing to be aware of. What we're going to talk about here are lessons to embody for the next 2 weeks going forward to really help up level our lives, really manifest the desires that we want, and in this particular case, to really do so in our career and love lives. So what do we really need to know about the Libra full moon energy in order to really embody its lessons during the next 2 weeks? So in order to best understand the lessons of this time, we need to put things into 2 main categories. The first one is the Libra energy and understanding what the energy is like, and the other category is understanding the energy of the times and the energy of the full moon. So looking at the Libra energy, Libras tend to be this energy that is very good at being detail-oriented. They can also be very hardworking individuals. They're also people who are very good at being very playful and very fun. And the reason for that is because the Libra energy is very much about balance. Libra is also ruled by Venus, so there's a lot of love energy in there as well. Now looking at the energy of the times. Currently, we are in a time where we may be suffering, you may have already noticed this, with a lot of doubt, a lot of confusion, and a lot of questions. We may be questioning ourselves. We may be questioning our decisions, our lives. We may be questioning the universe and our spirituality and our connection to the divine. We may be questioning why certain things happen to us or why certain things are not happening for us. So this is a time where we're dealing with a lot of doubt, confusion, and a lot of cloudy thinking. So now that we understand the energy of the full moon, the energy of Libra energy, as well as the energy of the times, we can now go down even more specifically to understand what are the specific lessons that we need to take away, as well as the specific actions to really make the most of the magic, the energy, and the cosmic web of this current time period, and really go with the flow of these energies so that we're manifesting with the universe and not going against a lot of the flows that are happening in the cosmos and the greater flow of energies. So the first thing is, like I said before, this is a time period of a lot of doubt, a lot of questions, and a lot of confusion. That's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 is, despite that, it's really, really important that you know that you're doing things very well. In fact, you're doing an amazing job. Now, because of lesson number 1, you may not really recognize lesson number 2. You may feel like I'm not doing a good job, I don't know what I'm doing, or maybe you're trying something new and you don't yet know if that new process or that new idea or that new path is really going to work out for you. The answer to those questions is yes. Yes, it is going to work out for you. Yes, that process is going to help you. Yes, it is going to lead you down the path to the results that you seek. But you can't really see that because right now you're in the midst of confusion and cloudiness and not really thinking very clearly. The third lesson is this is really a powerful time to move forward. The Libra energy is about hard work. So this is definitely a time for you to move forward on your goals, your objectives, whatever it is that you're working on, this new path. Just keep moving forward. However, because of lesson number 1, where we're dealing with a lot of confusion, this is not a time to overcomplicate anything. Whatever is clear, whatever path seems like you're supposed to go forward with, whatever actions you feel like you're supposed to take, do not overcomplicate it. Just do your best to simplify as much as possible and to move forward. Keep moving forward during this time. It's very important. Lesson number 4 is, if you're somebody who really likes to work on self-growth or working on your own lessons, this is not the time to overdo it. Yes, work on your growth because we are supposed to be working hard, but do not overcomplicate it. Do not give yourself a list of 10 things and 10 ways you want to grow, 10 lessons you want to master within these 2 weeks. This is not the time to overdo it. Yes, work hard, but do not overdo it, because while Libra is about working hard, it is also about balance. So pick one lesson only overall for your personal self-growth that you're going to master over 2 weeks. Do not give yourself a list of 10. The saying less is more is definitely a good one to keep in mind during the next 2 weeks, especially for somebody who is very addicted and very interested in doing a lot of personal and spiritual growth type of work. Rule number 5, as you are moving forward over the next 2 weeks, is to not judge your results. Do not look for evidence that things are going well. Do not look for evidence that things are going poorly. Do not pay attention to evidence that tells you either way, good or bad. The reason why is because, again, remember, we are in a time of confusion. And if you feel like you're moving forward or you're doing all the best efforts, but the results really don't seem like they're going to show up, that is clouded judgment right now. Just keep moving forward, keep progressing, and you will reap the results in time. You will reap the results after 2 weeks when things start to become clearer, brighter, and you're able to see things as they truly are. But right now, there's a lot of confusion, a lot of doubt, a lot of cloudy energy going on in the cosmos, so it really would not be a good indicator, and you may end up giving up when really you should just keep going, because remember, you are on the right path. You just can't really see it at this point in time. Rule number 6 is, if there is anything that you are currently struggling with, if there's anything that's feeling really difficult, whether it's in your personal life or whether it's something in the world that you're seeing out there that you're really struggling with, having a hard time digesting it, just know that in about 6 months, your perspective on that is going to change. It is going to evolve, and you're going to see things in that area of your life or in that particular topic in a very new light. So that's just something that you need to know for right now. Again, remember, things are very cloudy. We can't always see things as they really are. So that, if you're struggling with anything in particular, you're going to have a whole new perspective on it in about 6 months. So just be aware of that. Rule number 7 is practice gratitude. This is, after all, the full moon in Libra, and the full moon is a beautiful time to celebrate the achievements of the past 2 weeks. So as you're working hard, make sure to embody the Libra balanced energy of also appreciating and finding room for play as well. Now, how do we apply these energies to career and love? Remember, when it comes to love, remember that Libra is ruled by Venus. So there's a lot of love energy when it comes to the Libra full moon. So this is definitely a time to not neglect your partner. If you have a partner in life, to not neglect the love area of your life. Because remember, the full moon is all about bringing to the surface the things that maybe we have neglected in the past. It's shining a light on those things. So this is definitely a time to pay attention to love, to pay attention to our partners, to make sure that we are listening to them, that we are present with them. If we're currently having any issues with them, because again, the moon loves to bring up any negative patterns that we're holding on to that no longer serve us, so we can let them go. If there is anything going on in your love life that is not pleasant, that is coming up, that is uncomfortable, this is also definitely a really good time to talk to your partner about whatever is going on. But just remember that when you talk to them, you should also be in a place of listening to them as well. Talk to them in a more open manner. Seek to understand during this time period. And remember that things are very cloudy for you, but they're also really cloudy for them. There's a lot of cloudiness going on. So things that they may have said to you, you may have perceived differently due to the cloud. The way that you have responded may have been perceived differently due to the clouds. There could be a lot of miscommunication going on at this point in time. You may think, okay, well, why would I talk to my partner if there's a lot of miscommunication happening at this time? Again, this is a time to release things and bring things to the surface. So just as long as you come to the conversation with an open heart, seeking to not just talk, but also to listen and to be talking with the intention of truly understanding the other. Conversations are going to be productive during this time period. Now, when it comes to your career, if you are having any kind of confusion with regards to that or feeling like you're not really getting the results that you want, remember, just move forward on the path ahead, whatever seems clearest. If you feel like you're at a crossroads or you're considering whether or not you should work with a particular partner in a business or something like that, follow your feelings, follow what feels like the clearest path forward, the most obvious path forward during this time, and move forward in that direction. Again, do not overcomplicate at this point in time. Move forward, but don't overcomplicate, don't overthink, don't overanalyze. Again, Libras can be very detail oriented, and sometimes they can get too close to what they're seeing, and they can lose sight of the bigger picture at times. So this is definitely not the time to do that, as we are in the shadow side of Libra, given that it is a full moon. So that is the guidance for the Libra full moon. I hope that you have a wonderful next 2 weeks. It may be confusing, but remember, the main point is you are on the right path. Just move forward, don't overcomplicate, and definitely put in the effort and the work, but also have time to appreciate and play, and don't forget to focus on love during this time period as well. So with that, I will leave you here. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal reading from me, you can do so by going to the link in the description box below. I also have a light codes course and spiritual activation course available for you, also in the description box below. And I will see you in the next one.